Welcome back to my channel. It is a very hot day in here in Florida and my air conditioning is not working. So I apologize if all you can hear is the fans running in the background. Today we are going to take a look at MP18S Silverstreak. This is a recent purchase of mine. I did get this through Robot Kingdom and I'm blown away by this figure. Right off the bat, I mean, just this box itself, the beautiful chrome, monochrome, whatever you want to call it, artwork, it is just gorgeous. I mean, you can just see, it looks like something you'd see in like a catalog in the 80s for sports car in some sort of high print magazine. And you could see my reflection in the box. That is just so cool. And of course it has a beautiful Nissan symbol here, that gorgeous artwork. This was done for when I was 30 years old a few years ago. On the side here, you do get that lovely shot. You do get that lovely artwork again. Got him in the background. Then we got this beautiful silver painted box. I have no idea what the hell any of this says other than what's in English. But I mean, it is a gorgeous figure. Other than that, it also comes with instructions, a card, and some stickers. I'm not using the stickers this time around. And it does come with this coin. Now, these coins have always been hit or miss. I really don't care for them. But I still get them because they come with the figures. But I do like that his comes with this, I don't know, it's just something more special about it than just having a replica of the bot's hood. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. And let's take a look at this gorgeous vehicle mode. Look at that. She is beautiful. I almost wish my G1 Streak wasn't in storage, but just so you can see just how beautiful it is. I mean, it's got all this beautiful detailing. This paint is gorgeous. It hides the robot mode very well, in my opinion. Not, perfectly. You can see the guns there. They're supposed to be kind of looking like the seats. Of course, the underneath, you can see the various bits and pieces. Wheels are hard plastic. They're not on a continuous axle, but it does look good. It does roll. I mean, it is gorgeous. It is absolutely stunning how beautiful they did with this job. And they really do hide the different joints well. I mean, you can see here that should do some stuff, but they even have the gas cap molded in. I mean, it just looks fantastic. So why did I get Silverstreak? I don't know. Because I could. Because this is somehow helping build my credit score. And I'm not joking. Silverstreak was one of those characters that was barely fleshed out in the original cartoon. He was voiced by Casey Kasem. He hung around with Prowl mostly, from what I remember. He wasn't really given much of a starring role. Him and Prowl tried to take out the Seekers and roll for it, and then he would have a few little bits and pieces here or there. He was never a big character, so I don't know. I just think I really like the look of the alt mode. And I wasn't really planning to getting it, but when it came down to it, this was the one when I was looking at them online and I had been saving up for a few months. This is the one that stood out to me to get for my next Masterpiece figure, and I'm really glad I did. Now, like I said, my commemorative Streak is in storage at the moment. It is hurricane season in here in Florida, so everything's put away. But I do still have Kingdom out, or Earthrise rather, just so you can see the difference here. Of course, this is a much more modernized, stylized car, but you can see just the standards. And of course, I will show how the weapons integrate into this one here as well. But let's go ahead and show him in comparison with another Masterpiece figure. I am going to use tracks in the alt mode here. Let me adjust the camera here a little bit. As you can see how they compare. Now he is slightly longer, which is rather weird considering how just so big this is all hood. But I mean, it does look good together. And honestly, I'm blown away by all of these alt modes, with the exception of maybe my Masterpiece B, which is a pain in the ass to get into them. But they all look really good, especially the more human-based ones. RC and Hot Rod, of course, aren't Earth modes. They don't have Earth vehicles, so they don't really fit in as well. But with the Ferraris and the Volkswagens that I have. I do like how these look with them, and it does give it... I like that there were different models of cars. They weren't all just these fancy, hyper-extensive sports cars. And Takara really has blown me away with how detailed they get with making these Masterpiece figures. Now, I, for one, don't really care about cartoon accuracy, so the fact that he isn't cartoon accurate, fine with me. I could have got the cartoon accurate one. I could have even got the G1 toy accurate one. I wanted this one. I love how beautiful it looks. Just that silver. I'm going to ramble about this a lot. I know, I'm sorry. But he does come with some other accessories. He does come with 2 of these missile launchers and his gun. To plug in the gun, you do have to open them up a little bit, and it's going to be hard for me to do on camera, but there's a tab up here. Basically, you have to go like that and try to get this tab out. And again, doing something on camera is a lot harder than just doing it in person. Let's see if I can get it out. And then you got to try to line everything back up. Tab goes in the hole, just like your daddy taught you, or rather a book probably. And then these can plug in to the sides here. Not that he ever used this. I'm glad they included some sort of storage for these. And here we go. I mean, yeah, it's something you can do. I'm not going to bother doing this at all. It looks kind of stupid, but I really do dig it. I'm going to get him into robot mode now and talk about that just a little bit. I'll show you some really cool pieces from the transformation sequence. Those who normally watch my channel know that I normally do not show the whole transformation sequence because it's a pain in the ass to film. We have him about halfway transformed. First thing I want to talk about that I really love with the transformation here, his tailpipe. It's his heel spur. I really do love that little detail. I think it's a fantastic little tidbit and fun part to this figure. The next piece of engineering I really love is how you get the side mirrors in robot mode. If you've watched my Sunstreaker review, you know I broke those. So I'm always nervous whenever I have side mirrors now, or rear mirrors, whatever you want to call them. And basically, you pull them up, and you tab them into the slot, and it's hard to do with the camera in your way, because it makes everything 2D instead of 3D. But as you can see here, I mean, it's a really cool piece of transformation gimmickry that, again, it'll look better when it's in robot mode. You won't see this, but these pieces here do tab into here, and they're made of soft plastic, so they're not going to break like they did on Sunstreaker or even Jubilee, from, if anybody remembers that review. Next thing I want to talk about is when you do transform them, this piece here does move out. They don't tell you to do this in the instructions. So you do have to move this out in order to get it to work properly. And we're almost there. We'll be right back with the full robot mode. And we're back, and here we have him in his gorgeous vehicle mode, and I am absolutely blown away by just how beautiful this figure looks. I'm really glad that I got this, even though I know it's a few years old now at this point, but it just looks gorgeous. That silver is so beautifully done. My camera is doing no justice whatsoever for this figure. And look at that head sculpt. That head sculpt, it's perfect. It portrays youthfulness. It's got that classic look that him and Prowl had, which is the basis for the Autobot symbol, of course. This is a great representation. And again, the reason why I got this figure over the other versions of Bluestreak, Silverstreak, is because of the fact that it wasn't the cartoon model. And I think it makes it look that much better. Now, I do have him all geared up. I am not putting stickers on him like I did with Generation 2 Sideswipe or B, but just having all the gear on here, it looks good. It looks armored. It looks like the Encore toy that I have, which unfortunately is stored away in storage right now because it is hurricane season here in Florida. But, I mean, just look at it. It is fantastic. Articulation is astounding, okay? first off, the head is on the ball joint. It does move. Arms, you can go as far back as these will allow you to go. You can go full out. Here's something really cool. This here, the way that this transforms and all that, this is on the slight hinge itself. So when you move the arms, you can't really see it on my camera, but it adjusts legs forward. He's got hyperextended knee, backwards as far as it'll go. Splits. Feet. Look at that. You do get massive rotation. You get ankle tilt. Hands, you know what to expect. It's a Masterpiece figure. If you know what they have by now, if you've watched any other reviewers, you know. On top of that, because he has these missiles, these themselves are highly posable. And these parts come off so you can have the more cartoon accurate, non-threatening version. If you don't want them out, you can store them. As simple as that. And it hides it pretty well. I prefer them out. I prefer them with the red on them, but hey, display it as you want. But again, it is fantastic. I'm highly impressed. Now, because we did use tracks as the comparison model, I'm going to use Road Rage, just to show you here the difference in size. You can't really tell, but he is slightly shorter, but I mean just the amount of bulk and how much better looking the Killer looks. Oops, how much more secure the feet look. It is a great looking model, and again, it's got so much articulation that I'm absolutely blown away, which is how all these Masterpiece figures are. Like, every time I get a new one, I'm just blown away by how much you can actually do with it and how posable. You pose him, he stays in that pose. Unlike, let's say, the Earthrise version of him, who I put down somewhere and I can't find. Here he is. Who, with the slightest thing, will just fall over. Yep. But just so you can see them both here. And again, if you want to see comparison to how he looks with the commemorative version, go watch my review of this particular Blue Streak video. But that's not about him. It's about him. And again, this is fantastic. I know this mold is a few years old now. I'm glad I got it. I did get it off of Robot Kingdom. And I'm just blown away. This is a great figure. If you're going to get yourself into Masterpiece figures, I highly recommend getting the ones that are toy accurate versus the cartoon accurate. There's just something much more fun about them. I mean, I love my Sunstreaker, but Spin Out and Cordon look better, in my opinion. Less stylized, more feeling of oomph. I don't know if else I can describe it. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below, hit like, subscribe, tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, and I'll see you next time.